Liv,
Ian.
what do bears, tigers, wolves, crocodiles, kangaroos, and weird catfish all have in common?
Florida.
No, not kangaroos.
Oh.
No.
Oh, fuck.
Nothing. I don't think they have anything in common. But we're doing Animal Attacks Volume 2 in this episode.
Oh, shit.
So we're going to talk about all of those animals.
Hell yeah.
I'm Ian.
And I'm Liv, and this is Disaster Hour.
Nice.
Thanks.
Nice.
Thanks.
In last week's episode, Dylan and Katie rejoined us for Ocean Gate Part 2.
I miss Katie and Dylan.
I definitely miss Katie for sure.
I miss Katie. I miss Katie.
Why am I being so mean to Dylan? He's my best friend. But after that episode, let me just tell you, I totally understand how people make a full-time job out of video editing. That episode took so long to put together.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad. It just took time, and also I'm an amateur. So
yeah,
there's that.
You're getting there.
I'm getting there.
I mean,
I'm doing really good.
Yeah, in like 2 months, you could have a degree, I feel like.
A degree from...
in video editing.
Something University.
Makes it possible.
What is that?
Franklin University.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not sponsored.
No, I already have my
yeah.
degree. I don't need another one.
Me neither. We just like your guys' jingle.
Sure.
Okay.
Now, before we get started, Liv, would you like a drink? I can snap you one. You know, we're still doing that.
Yes, actually.
What would you like to drink?
Do you have it's very specific. Do you have a strawberry White Claw by chance?
Ready for it? I think I can do that. Ready? Ready?
Okay. Oh my gosh! Wow!
For those of you who are only listening, I just snapped a White Claw into reality for her.
Yeah, listen.
One more time.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored, just fans. All right, so we got 7 stories we're going to talk about. 7 animal attack stories.
Sounds good.
You ready for it?
I am.
All right, the first one we're starting with is the story of Timothy Treadwell. Do you know who he is?
No, I don't.
Do you know he's related to us?
No, don't lie to me.
He's not. No, I don't. I mean, I didn't look it up. I'm assuming not, though.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
You're such a good actor.
Yeah, I am. I am. So who was Timothy Treadwell?
Not our cousin.
Not
or
our
relative.
cousin. That is correct.
Yeah.
He was a passionate environmentalist and filmmaker who dedicated his life to bear conservation. He founded the bear protection and advocacy organization, Grizzly People.
Isn't that like, okay, never mind. Nope, go ahead.
It's something.
Yeah, it is.
It's close to something. He also wrote a book titled Among Grizzlies, Living with Wild Bears in Alaska.
Oh.
In the book, Timothy talks about how his mission to protect the bears began in the late 1980s.
Oh, wow.
At the time, he had recently overcome alcoholism and had almost died from a near-fatal heroin overdose.
Oh, my God.
Rough life.
Yeah.
Now, he attributed his recovery from addiction to his connection with the bears, and that his relationship with the bears continued growing the more he studied them.
Oh.
So, yeah, good for him.
That's cute.
Yeah, for now. So, he dedicated his life to understanding and protecting grizzly bears. He spent more than 10 summers living amongst them in the Katmai National Park and Preserve in Alaska.
Jeez. How do you do that?
I don't know. This would be a great question for my cousin Drew, who does this stuff and enjoys it.
Oh, Drew, what the hell?
Well, I mean, okay, just to clarify, I will wake up at 5 a.m. and hike my ass off and get covered in mud until the sun goes down.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, though, I do need to go to a shower where there is plumbing and sleep on a mattress.
Yeah, and sit down on a couch.
Yes. Now, Timothy believed in building relationships with individual bears. He spent countless hours observing their behavior, often getting extremely close, and even touching them and playing with the bear cubs.
That's a no-no.
Safety just is pure waste.
You can't do that.
No.
Even if, you can do that, you can't do that.
Can't.
No.
No.
Now, he would often name the bears that he was familiar with, and he claimed that he would recognize and interact with the same bears years after year. Which, okay, yeah, I could see that. But also, I don't think the bears are your friends, pal.
No.
Just saying. But he believed that he'd established a unique bond and friendship with these animals.
I mean, they probably tolerate him.
I was going to say, yeah, that's a good way of putting it. They
Yeah.
probably tolerate him and don't mind him. But I don't think...
They don't like him.
They're the cool kids.
Yeah, they're like...
He can't sit with them.
You're not wearing pink.
On Wednesdays, we wear pink. Pink salmon. We catch it in the river. However, Timothy's close interactions with grizzly bears were not without controversy. Many conservationists questioned the safety and ethics of Timothy's approach. Now, critics argued that his behavior could potentially desensitize the bears to other human presence and increase the risk of conflict in the park. Now, one specific critic was a man named Tom Smith.
Wow, who's his brother, John? What are we doing?
He was a research ecologist with the Alaska Science Center of the U.S. Geological Survey. So, Smith stated that Timothy Treadwell, quote, was breaking every park rule that there was in terms of distance to the bears, harassing wildlife, and interfering with the natural processes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. He also states that Treadwell, quote, had been warned repeatedly.
Yeah, no shit. Oh my God.
Like, hey, those wild bears, don't.
Yeah.
Just blanket statement, don't.
Period. Hard stop.
Hard stop.
Over.
And by 2001, Timothy Treadwell had become relatively famous for his work with bears, outdoors, documentaries, etc., etc. He'd been on the Discovery Channel and even late-night shows like Letterman.
Oh, wow.
Now, again, Timothy would spend entire summers camping among the bears in their natural habitat in Alaska. Now, toward the end of the 2003 season, Treadwell set up his campsite near a salmon stream where bears commonly feed during the fall. Now, Timothy was there later in the year than normal, and this was at a time when bears are particularly hungry and aggressive as they prepare for winter hibernation.
I feel like this is all just like kind of common sense, and the fact that he's like this bear enthusiast, you didn't know this.
Listen, I've never gone up to a wild bear.
What?
Never. Okay. Now, Timothy was not alone on this camping trip. His girlfriend Amy was with him.
Oh, Amy.
Amy Huguenard? I didn't look up how to pronounce that. Like I said, minimal effort with this episode, guys.
Bare bones.
Bare bones.
Oh.
So Timothy and Amy are camping, and later in the fall, they decide to pack up and leave and head back to Kodiak Island.
Okay.
Cool. So they get back to the island, they're putting their stuff back into storage, but then they get to the airport and there's a dispute over ticket prices back to their home in California.
Oh, Cali.
So they get pissed off, they don't take the flight, and they say, fuck it, we're just going to go back to the park for another week and spend one more week camping with the bears.
No. Oh, no.
Yes. Now, Timothy was especially excited to spend an extra week at the camp because he wanted to check in on one of his favorite brown bears before the season ended. And like my thing is like, I don't think the bear needs you checking in on it.
Yeah, I don't think
the bear is probably just fine.
I don't think he cares.
Now, spoiler alert, going back to the campsite, bad idea. And during his final week there, he's still like recording himself and whatnot. He's expressing his disdain for modern civilization and stating how much he prefers the company of bears in nature over human society. So that's a red flag.
I don't think it's a bad thing of him to think that, especially like all that he's like gone through. So he's probably seen like the worst of the worst in people. But it's the fact that he really honed in on bears when there's like dogs and cats.
There are animals that won't kill you.
Yeah. A hamster.
Hamsters suck. Sorry if you have a hamster. Not a fan.
I've never had one. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of animals that live indoors. And the only two that came to mind were obviously dogs and cats.
And hamsters.
And hamsters. Rabbits?
Okay, so back to this.
This is 45 minutes of me and Ian just naming animals back and forth.
Couldn't get through one short story. No. Now, when they get back to the campsite, some of the bears are already beginning to go into hibernation, and new bears that he's not familiar with are coming into the campsite.
Okay.
So they're not all his friends. They're strangers.
Yeah.
Where are Timothy's friend bears at? He doesn't know. They're hibernating. Now, unlike Timothy, Amy did not share the same sense of ease around the bears. She was smart. And her journal entries revealed a strong desire to leave the park. Now, in Timothy's final recordings, he captured footage of a bear aggressively diving for a piece of dead salmon, and he expressed feeling rather uneasy around this particular bear.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, so now Timothy's starting to say, things might not be great.
Let's get the hell out of Dodge.
We should leave.
Yeah.
Although on Sunday, October 5th, 2003, Timothy made a satellite phone call to one of his associates in California, and during this call, Treadwell made no mention of any issues with bears. So I guess things are seemingly okay. So that phone call was on October 5th. Well, on October 6th, the next day, a Kodiak air taxi pilot arrived at the Treadwell's campsite to pick them up. And I just love Alaska because the way you get around a lot of the state is literally planes.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah. So the plane lands near the island. The pilot goes to their campsite to pick them up. and they're not there. But what is there is a large bear, and it's eating what looks like a human rib cage. So the pilot says, fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Yeah, and he leaves. He leaves.
Fuck.
He says, it's time to go for me. Goodbye now.
Yeah, he was like, yeah.
So he calls the park rangers, who arrive at the campsite shortly after, and upon investigation, they discovered Timothy and Amy's mangled remains. Now, trigger warning, this is gruesome. Timothy's disfigured head and partial remains were found a short distance from the camp, and Amy's partial remains were found not far, and they were partially buried. So the bear was saving it for later.
Oh, shit.
Yes. Now, the large male bear was still at the campsite, likely protecting the remains because it's hibernation, and he's coming back for that.
Yeah,
he's not done.
Hungry. Yeah.
But unfortunately, the bear had to be killed because of its aggression. Like, I feel bad for the bear.
That's not fair.
Yeah.
They went into his home, basically,
Mm-hmm.
and they were, like, being too buddy-buddy. Like,
I am a bear apologist here.
It's like, yeah, it's aggressive.
If
Wouldn't
you come
you
at
be?
me
Yeah.
with my bowl of mac and cheese, I will get aggressive. I'm going to start eating mac and cheese with a steak knife now, just in case.
I'm mad.
And a gun, just in case. Ian, why do you have a gun? I'm eating mac and cheese. Okay, Ian, calm down.
You take it. You're like...
Can I eat it with the gun? Oh, no, that's going to get me hurt. Just fire it into my mouth even quicker. Gunk up the mechanisms.
You're just doing something you love, and you die.
Shooting guns and eating mac and cheese.
He died doing what
Doesn't
he
get
loved.
better than that.
Eating mac and cheese and holding a gun.
Why do people listen to this?
I don't know.
This is the dumbest. You are wasting your time listening to us, people.
Stupid.
Now, okay, so that adult bear had to be killed, but a second adolescent bear also arrived at the campsite.
Oh my God, a teen.
Yeah, he's hungry too.
Yeah.
But then they had to shoot him also because he was aggressive.
No.
I get what happened, but it's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
Come on, man. So immediately after killing the first bear, the fully grown bear,
Mm-hmm.
they cut open its stomach on site to search for the remains of Timothy and Amy. And indeed, they found human body parts like fingers and limbs. So, yeah, determined that they got eaten.
Yuck.
Now, the park rangers had planned to investigate the contents of the younger bear's stomach as well, but it was actually eaten by other animals on the island before they could even get to it.
What the hell? How?
Nature. What do you mean how? Animals found a dead animal. They said, let's go eat this shit. It's time to hibernate.
But how long was it sitting there for?
Probably a couple hours is my guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just assumed that like once they killed it, it was like immediate, like, all right, let's bust this thing open. Let's see what treasures is held inside.
Well, the first bear, yeah, but I mean, you don't just cut it open all willy-nilly. Like there's ligaments and tissue you have to cut through, and it takes time. Now, a video camera was actually recovered at the site of the attack, and this audio contains the horrifying sounds of a bear mauling Amy and Timothy to death. The tape begins with Timothy's terrified screams as he's attacked, and even though it only recorded for 6 minutes, the audio clearly captured Timothy's initial attack, his screams, Amy's desperate attempts to fight off the bear, and then the bear's retreat and return to drag Timothy away. How fucked up is that?
Oh my God.
You can find it on YouTube. I don't recommend it, but it's there.
Even though that's like completely fucked up. That is just so crazy that they were able to, recover that audio. Like, I just think that's like insane.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, there was a documentary called Grizzly Man, which discusses Timothy Treadwell's life and his work with bears. And the theory in that documentary is that the lens cap was still on the camera. That's why it didn't capture any video.
Oh.
So this implies that they had set up the camera and they were about to start filming and the bear snuck up on them. So they weren't even expecting it.
Oh.
They probably had no idea that the bear was there.
That's weird. That's
Yeah.
eerie. That's extremely eerie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Call Mulder and Scully.
No, I don't think that's a mystery. That's just...
Get them down to Alaska for funsies, though.
They're going to get out there and they'll be like, yeah, this was a bear attack. We investigate the paranormal. This is the very normal.
Real.
But that's Timothy Treadwell. Don't pet wild bears, kids. You'll die. All right, next up we have the Champawat tiger attacks.
Ooh.
This took place in the late 1890s when trophy hunting times were big and everyone was killing wild game just to, make rugs out of them.
Because they're bored.
Yeah, what else was there to do back then?
Read? Ew. Just kidding.
Go to church?
Yuck. Play hoop and stick? No.
Now, in the late 1890s, a series of deadly tiger attacks plagued villages in Nepal. Villages in the same region were targeted, and the villagers were being killed at an alarmingly high rate.
Oh my God.
I know.
Yikes.
Now, the exact onset of these attacks is unknown, but they began somewhere in the 1890s. Now, at first, villagers believed that multiple tigers were responsible due to the frequency of the attacks. However, it was eventually determined that a single tiger was responsible for the killings.
Just one serial killer.
Yeah.
Not multiple.
Just the one.
Just one Ted Bundy.
Hunters tried killing the tiger with zero success, and eventually the Nepalese army became involved in the hunt once the tiger killed over 200 people.
How did we let it get that far?
The tiger had unfinished business.
The tiger was fucking pissed.
Organized hunts were arranged, but the tiger was much smarter than the other tigers and big cats that the villagers had previously encountered. And despite multiple attempts, hunters failed to capture or kill the animal.
How?
I don't know. It's 1890s in the middle of Asia.
What does that have to do with anything?
They're not very developed in the 1890s. The world isn't very developed in the 1890s.
Yeah, but they're still hunters. Like the 1890s.
The tiger is just better. Here, let me finish the story.
Sorry.
Okay. Now, even though the tiger wasn't killed, the hunts were successful in another aspect. The hunters chased the tiger across the river Sarda, forcing it to remain on the other side of the river in India. So now it's India's problem. Fuck them. And once it was stranded on the other side, the tiger established a new territory in northern India and continued its hunting and killing there.
Jesus.
Yeah, unfinished business.
Yeah.
Now, focusing on the villages around Champawat, the tiger primarily preyed on women and children living on the forest's edge. Now, this tiger was definitely smart. After each attack, it would wait until nightfall, and then it would often travel long distances in the dark to throw off the hunters who were actively pursuing it.
Oh my God.
And it would attack in the middle of the day, too. Like, it did not give a fuck.
This is like, it sounds like a human that got turned into a tiger and is just pissed.
It sounds like someone I would love to meet. This tiger. I will let this tiger kill me. If I have to go brutally, I want it to be this tiger.
Ugh.
I mean, this tiger has conviction.
Yeah.
I don't want to be just some random meal for a bear. No, I want to be part of a tiger's past life vendetta.
Like plan.
That's what I want.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're part of his plan.
Now, over the next several years, the tiger would continue claiming human lives, eventually surpassing 400 human kills. 400 human kills! That's a lot of human kills.
That's a lot. It is.
And again, any organized hunts to kill a tiger were wildly unsuccessful.
I don't understand that.
Now, at the time, India was still under British rule. So, in 1907, Jim Corbett, a renowned hunter and outdoorsman, was approached by a high-ranking British official with a proposition. The official tasked Corbett with hunting down the notorious Champawat tiger. So, who exactly is Jim Corbett?
I don't know. Sounds like a cool name, though.
Yeah. Aside from being a well-known hunter, Jim was especially known for his trekking skills and wilderness expertise.
Oh, he probably picked up dirt and was like, it's still warm. You know how they do that in movies?
Now, even though he was a great hunter, Corbett technically was not a professional hunter, and he had never hunted large cats before. But his reputation made him an excellent candidate to find and kill the tiger.
Okay.
Yeah. Warm dirt? What the fuck are you talking about? Take another drink. Come on.
That's really fucking funny.
Stupid. So Corbett accepted the challenge under two conditions. One, the bounty offered for the tiger's capture had to be withdrawn, since he didn't want to do this for money.
What?
And I don't know. Sometimes people have like honor. I don't know. Listen, you're not going to fucking find me out there, so I don't understand.
I would be like, pay me 10 pounds.
And two, he demanded that all other hunting parties be called off.
Oh shit! So he's like, I'm
He
gonna
wanted bragging rights, is what it was.
And he was probably like, you know, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. Everyone else, kick rocks, take a hike.
Yeah. Now, with his conditions met, Corbett began his pursuit of the Champawat tiger. And at the time that he began, the tiger was responsible for 435 human kills. One more time, 435 human kills.
That's so many human kills.
That's a lot of human kills. Now, after the 436th human kill, Corbett, I just love saying that. I don't know why it's funny. Human kill. After the 436th human kill, Corbett went to the scene of the attack and followed the blood trail into the forest. And there he does find the tiger. But when he took a shot at her, he missed and the tiger fled deeper into the forest.
Come on.
So, okay, Corbett realizes it's time to re-strategize. So he returns to Champawat, gathers a group of volunteers, and devises a new plan.
There you go.
As a group, him and the volunteers would return to the forest, bang on drums and shit to make a ton of noise, assuming that this would drive out the tiger and they could shoot her. And it works. The plan fucking works.
Yeah.
So while they're in the forest and everyone's making all this fucking noise, the tiger emerges from its den, charges Corbett, and this time Corbett successfully shoots and kills the tiger.
Oh, hell yeah. Nice.
Now, when the tiger's corpse was analyzed, they found that she was missing her upper and lower canine on the right side, probably from a previous injury.
Yeah.
This is likely why she was probably hunting people, because her bite wasn't strong enough to kill larger prey.
Really?
Yeah.
Like not even like
That's a theory.
deer or anything like that?
I don't know. Do they have deer out there?
I would assume. I don't know. Or
I don't
like
know.
elk?
Listen, it was 1907. That's the only theory they had. But it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after all of this, Corbett basically becomes a celebrity, and he continues getting hired to hunt down problematic animals all throughout the region.
Mm-hmm.
And he also helped establish the first national park in India, Haley National Park.
Oh, that's awesome.
We love national parks.
Yeah.
I live in one now. You don't.
I still live in the falls.
Yeah, but the park's like right there. You live that way now.
Yeah, but there's like a trail.
Yeah, but you live in now.
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't?
No.
What city do you live in? I don't think that's right. Anyway.
It is.
That's the story of the Champawat tiger. So next up, we have the Cali River goonch attacks.
Say that again?
Cali River goonch attacks. Goonch.
Goonch?
Goonch. Goonch.
That
goonch.
Okay. Yep. I'm adding that into my vocabulary.
Oh, it's great.
You're a goonch.
Such a goonch. So from 1998 to 2007, a series of fatal attacks occurred along the Cali River in India and Nepal. Oh, same area.
Oh.
The victims were all young people, and the attacks were often witnessed by others. The culprit was believed to be a large goonch catfish.
A catfish?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yeah, goonch catfish. Now, there were at least 3 deaths in this decade-long string of attacks, but it's likely that there were more that went unreported. Now, the goonch catfish, aka the giant devil catfish.
Hell yeah. Sick name.
Right.
Great band name.
It's a species known for its aggressive behaviors. They have 4 rows of sharp teeth. They commonly attack mammals bathing in shallow river water, and humans are no exception.
Yeah, shit.
Now, the goonches live in rivers in India, and as an adult, they can get up to 2 meters in length, 6.5 feet, and weigh up to 60 kilograms, or about 130 pounds. That's too big for a fish. Now, the first attack by the goonch catfish occurred in April of 1998. A 17-year-old boy was dragged underwater while swimming in the river. And even after a 3-day-long search that spanned over 5 kilometers, or over 3 miles, his body was never found.
Holy shit.
Now, 3 months later, another young boy was pulled underwater, and again, they never found the body.
Oh, shit.
The final attack occurred in 2007 when an 18-year-old Nepalese man disappeared in the river. Witnesses this time described a mud-colored water pig, quote-unquote, dragging him underwater.
Holy shit, a water pig?
So you know it had to be big.
No, that's a goddamn goonch if I ever seen one.
That's a goonch.
That's a fucking goonch if I ever seen one. It's not a wild pig. What are we talking about?
So this brings us to British biologist Jeremy Wade.
Oh, hello, Jeremy Wade. Welcome to the story.
Jeremy enters the chat. He volunteers to capture the creature. Now, he was initially skeptical of the attacks, but he became intrigued when he learned that they all occurred within the same specific area of the river, all within a 4-mile section, or a 6.5 kilometer section.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't seem specific to me, though. I'm going to be real. 4 miles? That's specific?
Yeah. Pfft. Narrow it to 2, maybe.
Narrow it to 4 feet.
I was being so fucking picky.
We have no clue what the fuck we're talking about. We have no right to have an opinion on any of this. Anyway. Now, the villagers in the area told Wade that the creature had developed a taste for human flesh. And it developed this taste after eating half-burnt human remains, which were discarded from funeral pyres on the riverbanks.
What are we talking about?
So Wade begins his investigation to begin ruling out possibilities other than the goonch. He's like, I don't know if it's this goonch catfish. That doesn't make sense.
With the name goonch,
that's not very threatening.
No, I think it is.
No.
And the goonch is going to get you.
So he was wondering, was there a larger creature in the water, like a crocodile or a shark? Was it the natural current of the water? Is that what was dragging people under?
Yeah.
Or was it something else entirely?
Loch Ness Monster.
The ghost of Barbara Walters.
Whoa.
I know. It could be anything.
Barbara.
We don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, I think she died around that time. Oh, wait, no. Who am I thinking of? The one that has all the plastic surgery.
No, she also died in like 2015. You're thinking of
Joan Rivers.
Yeah.
Rivers!
No, but she also died in like 2015. Let me leave.
So initially, Wade examined the water where several of the attacks had occurred. Wade used something called a depth sounder. I don't know what that is, but it's technology for water.
It's like a sonar thing that goes like...
Sure. And from the data from the depth sounder, he ruled out the possibility that the victims would have been dragged underwater by a whirlpool or currents of any kind.
Oh, so he's like, oh no, this is not an animal at all.
No, he ruled out the water. He said the water did not do this. It's not
okay.
the currents or anything. This was definitely an animal.
Gotcha.
However, just after Wade finished analyzing the water, a water buffalo was dragged underwater by some kind of animal less than a mile away.
Damn.
Now, the water where this happened was only 3 foot deep, or about a meter deep. And considering that most of these water buffalo weigh between 600 and 900 pounds, or 300 to 400 kilograms, the creature that attacked the water buffalo would have to weigh at least 200 to 300 pounds, or 90 to 135 kilograms.
Jesus.
So it's got to be a big motherfucker out there in the water.
This is like Jaws in real life, but with a goonch.
Yes, it is.
Fucking love that
Almost
word.
the same thing.
I love that word. I just wanted to say it.
So Wade, at the location where the water buffalo was killed, he's able to rule out several other animals as possible attackers. All 3 species of crocodile that lived in the area were ruled out, since they either did not travel so far inland and the water in the Cali River was too cold for cold-blooded crocodiles. Bull sharks had also been ruled out, because even though the bull sharks can survive and hunt in fresh water, the location of the attacks was so far inland that it would require the sharks to be living in that area of the river, which wouldn't be suitable for them.
Yeah.
Also, during the attack, nobody saw a shark, nobody saw the dorsal fins, and bull sharks are fucking huge, so you would have seen it in only 3 feet of water. However, while Wade was investigating the water, he finds more than one goonch catfish that were incredibly large. He said there were at least 6 goonches that were, quote-unquote, man-sized. Man-sized.
Man-sized goonches.
What is man-sized, though? Like, I'm 5'8". That's not threatening.
I feel like 5'8" is still like...
Very tall. Thanks. I know.
Well, yeah, I feel like it's like...
Extremely tall.
It's so tall.
Well above average.
It is, yeah.
Yes.
But imagine seeing a 5'8" long goonch.
So Jeremy Wade decides that he needs to catch one of these giant goonches. So, after several failed attempts at catching one, they set up a funeral pyre on the river to lure in the goonch, because they're used to eating the bodies out of the funeral pyres. And sure as shit, this plan succeeds, and the goonch catfish that they caught was 2 meters long, or 6.5 feet long, and it weighed 73 kilograms, or 161 pounds.
Damn.
That's big, but here's the kicker. Yes, this goonch was much larger than the standard goonch.
Compared to other goonches.
Compared to other goonches, this is a pretty big goonch.
It's an abnormal sized goonch.
Your goonch is abnormally large. You should get that checked. But Wade said that it was unlikely that this goonch would be able to catch and eat anything beyond a small child. So, Wade estimated that there were even larger goonches in the river, but they just hadn't seen any yet. So even though there's really large goonches, there's bigger goonches.
There's bigger goonches afoot.
And that's how the story ends. They just never find it.
Shut the fuck up, actually.
They're just like, okay, well, there's bigger goonches. Stop going to this fucking river. I don't know what to tell you. And that's how it ends.
The end? Question mark?
Goonch? There's no coming back from the goonch.
The goonch. I'm so glad we're done with that.
All right, our next one is not goonch related, but it's pretty good. This one is about the Beast of Gavaudan.
Ooh,
great name.
Fun names. All
right, so the Beast of Gavaudan was a vicious, man-eating beast who terrorized the former French province of Gavaudan between the years of 1764 and 1767.
There's a man-eater, make him work hard, make his strength.
Now, to this day, nobody knows exactly what type of animal this beast was,
Ah.
And to clarify, we're talking about the Beast of Gavaden, not the Rolling Stones song.
Oh.
One of my all-time favorite songs.
I love that. I told my mom and everybody that I know that I want that song to be played at my wedding.
So first, let's talk about how the Beast of Gavaden was described. At the time, people who had seen it claimed that the beast was several shades of brown with dark stripes along its sides and a larger single dark stripe along its back. It had a long tail with a fur tuft at the end, and it was roughly the size of a cow.
So then what the fuck is it? It's a vampire.
Now again, nobody was or is entirely sure what type of animal this was, but it's commonly speculated that it was a large wolf or some type of wolf-dog hybrid. But other theories consider that it could be a lion or a hyena.
It was Jacob Black.
Who?
From
What?
Twilight New Moon.
Oh, Shark Boy.
Yes.
Yeah, I know things.
He does.
But there were further claims about the beast, claims that don't exactly align with the traits of the animals that we've suggested, or Taylor Lautner. Witnesses claimed that the beast could not only walk on its hind legs like a human, but that it could also perform giant leaps across entire fields and at incredible speeds, almost as if it were flying.
Oh my god, it's Elphaba. It was defying gravity.
There were also claims that the beast was bulletproof, and that if it were killed, it could heal itself and come back from the dead.
This is just a werewolf.
Sure, Jan.
Yeah.
Again, this is a Mulder and Scully case.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so let's get to 1764. This was the year of the beast's first attack. So in the summer of 1764, a young woman was attacked by the beast while she was tending to cows in the pasture. And this woman said that the beast looked, quote, like a wolf, yet not a wolf. So was it a fucking wolf or not? Come on.
I bet it was.
But not long after that, on June 30th, the beast killed its first official human, a 14-year-old girl.
Oh.
And a little over a month later, on August 8th, the beast killed its second victim. And this victim was also a 14-year-old girl.
Oh.
So if you're a 14-year-old girl in France in 1764, you should stay inside.
Hide. Hide, girl.
Or go somewhere else. Well, no, witch trials were happening around that time.
That's right.
Oh, God, women in Europe. I'm honestly sorry. Now, throughout the rest of the year in 1764, the beast's attacks continued. And the rumors of these attacks were spreading, and everyone is starting to freak the fuck out.
I would. Hello?
It's a wolf. I don't know. Calm down, guys.
Yeah, but you're not a 14-year-old girl.
True. Also, the rumors of how the beast was killing people added fuel to the panic. The beast was said to have giant teeth and claws, and it would attack the victim's head and neck specifically, and it would often rip out people's throats.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks.
This is just the plot of Beauty and the Beast.
Is it?
It's set in France. There's a beast. He's killing 14-year-old girls. I don't know how old Belle was.
Well, I hope
still.
she was an adult. We don't have time for that. Moving on.
Yeah, we don't. Sorry. I was going to say.
It was also reported that the prime target for the beast was lone men, women, and children who were near the forest as they were tending to their livestock.
We're fucked.
Which, like, yeah, isn't that everybody in the 1700s in Europe? Like,
Yeah.
What else is there to do? You wake up, you have coffee, I assume. I don't know. You wake up, you have
Yeah, espresso.
French coffee.
Yeah, yeah.
Espresso. And you go into the field. What's French? And you go into the field and tend to the livestock.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Now, by the end of 1764, the attacks were becoming so frequent that people began speculating that there were multiple beasts. So the theory was either that the beast had a mate, or it had offspring, or both.
I don't like the word mate. Makes me uncomfortable.
Okay. So on New Year's Eve, 1764, the Bishop of Gavaden, aka the Count of Gavaden.
The Count?
Yeah, the Count of Gavaden formally calls for prayers and penance.
Right. Okay. Sir Count. Just reminded me of the fucking Sesame Street. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Patty, patty, pat.
So the Count basically just gets everyone across the land to start praying.
Sorry, I'm picturing the goddamn guy from the Sesame Street. Ha, ha, ha.
And so the Count basically gets this big prayer train going, which eventually is referred to as the Commandment of the Bishop of Mendi. Now, this commandment is where he declares that the beast is actually a punishment from God, and it was sent to them as punishment for their sins. Also, they practiced 40 hours of devotion for 3 Sundays in a row. I guess this is where people are praying at the church nonstop for 40 hours.
You can't keep your mind straight for 40 hours.
But how does that work when there's only 24 hours in a day?
Oh.
I ask thee. And also, okay, here's where I have more questions about religion. So, per the church, God has sent this beast to terrorize you for your sins.
Mm-hmm.
Children are being brutally murdered by this beast because of your sins. And so our solution is to ask God, the guy who made the beast, we're going to ask God to save us from the beast that he has sent to us for our sins. What?
I don't know.
Make it make sense.
What are we doing?
I don't know. Not praying.
For 40 hours?
Fuck.
Thank God.
This is the worst episode we've ever done.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, team. Like, this is just
not
us.
just content, just anyway.
Yeah, it's just us rambling.
Well, believe it or not, praying to the guy who invented the Beast of Gavaden achieved nothing.
Yeah.
It got nothing done because the attacks continued into January of 1765.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been, 7 months of the beast. Now, by April of 1765, the King of France, King Louis XV, starts hearing stories about the beast. So the rumors are getting all the way to the king.
Oh.
So the king dispatches first Captain Dumel, along with a battalion of troops, to kill the Beast of Gavaden. Cool. Now, once in Gavaden, Captain Dumel organizes several hunting parties, but he reported that local farmers and villagers were uncooperative, and they got in the way of his efforts to slay the beast.
Ah.
He also reported that even though they had seen the beast on more than one occasion, his own soldiers were incompetent, and so they missed the beast every time they shot at it.
Oh my God. Here
Guys,
we go again.
Here we go. So King Louis is like, all right, Captain Dumel and his soldiers are fucking worthless. So he sends 2 professional wolf hunters to join Captain Dumel.
That's a profession?
It's 1765. You can make anything a profession.
Real.
Now, these wolf hunters are father-son duo Jean-Charles Devenol and his son, Jean-Francois.
There has to, someone needs to be making movies.
Dude,
of,
these two
all
are
of
fucking
these.
awesome.
Yeah.
So, the Devenols arrive in Gavaden to help Captain Dumel, along with their 8 bloodhounds that have been trained to hunt wolves.
Damn.
And the Devenols are like, all right, listen, these giant hunting parties are not doing you any favors at all.
Mm-hmm.
What we need to be doing is hiding patiently and waiting for the beast to expose itself. So their strategy is stealth, not an angry mob of soldiers. But Captain Dumel said that working with the Devenols was impossible because they wouldn't do what he wanted to do, even though Captain Dumel was unsuccessful in every fucking way up until now.
He's stamping his foot. He's like, you guys have to do what I want to do.
So Captain Dumel does the mature thing. He retreats back to his headquarters and takes his army with him.
Oh, so he pouts.
Yes, he
Right.
pouts. Meanwhile, the Devenols are like, okay, yes, please, get the fuck out of our way.
Mhm.
Please go home. Goodbye now. Now, the Devenols didn't know what the Beast of Gavaden looked like, so they spent the next 4 months hunting and killing as many wolves in the region as they could. Which, kind of feel bad for the wolves.
Yeah.
Just minding their own wolf business.
Yeah. The wolves are minding their own wolf business.
That's what they do.
Come on.
It's science, guys. It's science. Well, then, at the end of May of 1765, the Devenols are like, yeah, we've killed so many wolves that one of them definitely had to be the Beast of Gavaden.
Yeah.
So they officially declared that the beast had been killed. But then the killings continued.
What?
So in June of 1765, the king replaces the Devenols with a man named Francois Antoine. French-ass motherfucking name.
I was just going to say
I
that.
love it. Francois Antoine was the gun bearer for King Louis and lieutenant of the hunt. If I could achieve anything in life,
that title.
I want the title Lieutenant of the Hunt. Ian Turbovich, Lieutenant of the Hunt.
That is sick as shit.
What is my weapon? Lightsaber.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to kill something without a lightsaber. If I'm Lieutenant of the Hunt, I have a functional lightsaber. And I kill shit with it daily.
Mine would be a
Minutely.
huge sword, but it would be like one of those where I keep behind my back, right here.
Like they had in Monster Hunter?
Yes, and then you just take it and go, shing, shing. Olivia Scran of the Hunt. Oh, that's sick. And I wear really cool dresses, but I can still kick ass.
Oh, this is fun. Anyway, back to the story.
Don't you just love playing pretend?
I do. So in the summer of 1765, Francois Antoine goes to Gavaden and organizes more hunting parties. Yay.
Yippee.
Because they've been so successful in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Now in August of that year, while Antoine is out hunting for the beast actually attacks a young woman named Marie-Jeanne Vallée, and she was a servant to the parish priest. Well, Marie was on a small bridge when she was attacked, but luckily, the priest himself charges the beast, stabs it in the chest with a fucking spear, and the beast falls over the bridge into the river.
No!
However, this doesn't kill the beast because it immediately gets up and runs into the forest.
Is this story real?
This is a real story. I checked several times in the research of it. This is real. This really happened.
This sounds like a video game.
This sounds like a 1980s Disney movie.
Yes, I'm telling you.
Well, that same day, Antoine hears about the attack, and he goes to the parish where the attack took place, and he sees the beast's blood trail going into the forest. Okay, so we have a trail to follow now.
Yeah.
And get this, Marie, the parish servant who had been attacked, is compared to Joan of Arc because she survived. So she is, from there on out, known as the Maid of Gavadon. And she's like famous or whatever now.
Women. I love this story. This is fun.
It's ridiculous.
It is. It's stupid. I love it.
Is it dumber than the Goonch story?
No, the Goonch is the dumbest fucking story I've ever heard in my life.
Well, in September of 1765, Antoine kills an unusually large gray wolf, so he declares that this was the beast. And now the beast of Gavadon is officially declared dead. Now, we've been told that the beast was dead before, so Antoine has witnesses and survivors come to identify the beast. One of whom was the Maid of Gavadon herself.
Damn.
And her sister, who I'm pretty sure was nobody. But she was there.
But it's just fun to say.
She was there, yeah.
She was a part of the guest list.
She was a VIP, yeah. Anyway, all these VIPs look at the wolf, and they're like, yep, without a doubt, that dead wolf is the beast of Gavadon. We recognize it. That's it.
Yeah.
Cool. Wonderful. Problem solved. So Francois Antoine is a big hero. Everyone loves him. And the beast is then stuffed and sent to Versailles. So to the palace, to the king.
Yeah.
Here it is. Have it. But instead of going back home to live like a renowned hero, Antoine stays in the region to continue hunting for the beast's mate and the alleged offspring that the people claimed they had seen. Well, on October 19th, Antoine kills the female beast and one of their offspring, both of which were also well above average sizes for gray wolves of their age.
Oh.
So he's like, yeah, pretty sure this is them.
Yeah.
And at this point, Antoine is confident that all the beasts have been killed. So he travels back to Versailles, where he finally gets his hero's welcome. Fame, fortune, fanfare, you name it, he's got it. Life's great for Antoine.
Mm-hmm. Movie deal.
Yes. 6-book record deal label.
Hulu show.
Yes.
10 episodes.
Now, among his rewards, Antoine was paid over 9,000 livres, which was the French currency in the 1700s. Now, at the time, 9,000 livres was roughly about 10,000 pounds. And in 1765, 10,000 pounds was worth about $64,000.
I want to be killed by a goonch right now.
$64,000 in 1765 is worth how much today in 2024?
1.5 million.
Came up with that awfully quick, are you sure?
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, it's wrong. The answer is 2.8 million. Almost double it.
Okay, yeah.
Well, anyway, as a reward, he's paid an amount that equals about $2.8 million today.
Damn.
But the attacks continued.
Oh, shit. If I was him, I would be like, see ya. And like,
take the money and run.
Yeah.
In December, just a month after Francois Antoine declared mission accomplished, 2 young boys were attacked by the beast, and further attacks continued into the next year, 1766, with over a dozen reported deaths.
What the fuck?
Now everyone is freaking out again, and King Louis's servants are telling him that, hey, the beast is back. And do you know what King Louis's response was?
No.
King Louis wants nothing to do with it. He is so fucking overhearing about this beast. So the king bans all the newspapers from reporting about the beast of Gavadon.
No!
He's like, you know what? I don't want to hear about it. We're done. Don't fucking talk about it anymore.
What the fuck?
So the king sends no help to Gavadon, and the people living there still can't figure out how to kill it.
Like, I would just move.
It's flying over fields. How do you attack that?
It's a griffin. It's a griffin.
The attacks literally continue for another year and into the following year of 1767.
And then they just stop?
No. So during the summer of 1767, 3 years after the first attacks, a local hunter named Jean Chastel joins one of the hunting parties to kill the beast. And during a hunt on June 19th, 1767, Chastel succeeds in shooting and killing a large wolf-like animal, and immediately, everybody began speculating that this could be the beast of Gavadon. Well, this animal was taken to a surgeon, Dr. Bollinger, and he would perform the autopsy on the alleged beast. This official autopsy report was known as the Marin Report, and yes, this is a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the Marin Report stated that the animal's remains were consistent with a large wolf or a type of wolf-dog hybrid. But he couldn't say exactly what it was because the remains were incomplete by the time that they arrived in his possession.
Get Mulder and Scully on this fucking case. Mulder would have eaten this shit up.
Just like the Beast of Gavon did.
Yes.
However, even though they couldn't be certain about what type of animal it was, the beast was officially declared the Beast of Gavon.
Mm.
Now, even though the beast's remains were incomplete, I'm guessing this just means it was missing like major organs, because Dr. Bullinger was able to stuff the beast and put it on display at Chateau des Aptures, which was a castle in France.
Yeah.
And people from all over the region were coming to see this alleged Beast of Gavon.
I would.
Oh, fuck yeah, I'd be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, one of the servants at the chateau, named Gibbert, was ordered to take the stuffed beast to Versailles so that the king could see it.
This is not fucking
This is
real.
all fucking real,
Gibbert?
dude. Gibbert. Or Gibbert, whichever you prefer, but it's Gibbert. I'm going Gibbert.
That's Gibby, but in a
From
past...
iCarly.
Yes.
It's a previous incarnation of Gibby.
Literally. That is Gibby in a past life.
So the plan is that Gibbert will take the beast to Versailles so that the king can see the beast and see that, yes, it was real, but we killed it. And supposedly, Jean Chastel, the guy who killed the beast, was supposed to go to see the king with Gibbert. But the beast's remains had reached an advanced state of decay, and the corpse's stench was extremely off-putting. So they told Jean Chastel that this would upset the king and that he would refuse to see Chastel if he went to Versailles. So Chastel was not allowed to go with Gibbert to take the beast's corpse to the king. What a fucking wild time to be alive.
This is not real. This is not real.
Believe it, it's fucking real. So Gibbert takes the corpse, but he never arrives in Versailles with the beast. And weirdly, there was no official documentation of Gibbert leaving with the corpse from the chateau. And nobody questioned it because King Louis was already so done with the Beast of Gavon that he didn't even give a shit. So what happened to the corpse, Liv?
What happened to Gibbert?
Nobody knows. And that is how the story of the Beast of Gavon ends, in complete fucking mystery with no documentation of what happens to the corpse.
I don't even care about the corpse. What happened to Gibbert?
Now, how many people were actually killed by the beast depends on the source.
God.
But there was a study done in 1987, a scientific study, Liv, and this study estimates that in the 3 years of the beast's activity, there had been a total of 210 attacks, with 113 deaths and 49 injuries. And of the 113 deaths, 98 of them had been partially eaten.
This is fucking insane.
It's fucking real, dude.
Fuck. God rest Gibbert. God rest his soul.
All right, next up, we have an animal attack that occurred in the Congo in August of 2010.
Oh, wow, recent.
Yeah, well, almost 25 years ago.
Yeah, but I mean the last two.
15 years ago.
Yeah, but the last two that we talked about were in like the 1700s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on August 25th, 2010, a Philair passenger plane carrying 21 passengers crashed on approach to Bandundu Airport in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. How does this pertain to an animal?
How?
Let's discuss, shall we?
Let's.
Now, the plane was a 1991 built L410 Turbulent. My favorite of the L Turbulent planes.
Yeah.
Favorite.
You're a huge fan of
Big fan of 1991 built L410 Turbulents.
Yeah.
I've always said they're my favorite.
Yeah, he has a airplane
Always.
model in his
It's in
living
the other room. You can't see it.
Yeah,
It's
you
not
can't
worth
see
it
it.
now.
We're not bringing it in here. It's too big.
Now, this plane was carrying 18 passengers, plus 2 pilots and 1 flight attendant. However, out of the 21 people on board, only 1 passenger would survive the airplane crash.
Was his name Gibbert?
It was not. 'Twas not.
God, I wish.
And the plane supposedly crashed into a house, but fortunately there was no one home at the time.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So what caused the crash? The disaster was investigated by the Air Accidents Investigation Branch, or the AAIB, which is the UK's investigatory body for aviation accidents.
Mm.
They found the plane did not run out of fuel, and it was less than 1 kilometer from the runway too, so even if it had run out of fuel, it still would have made it just fine. But the investigation showed that it seemed likely that for some reason, the plane stalled, lost lift, and crashed.
Yeesh. Don't you just hate it when that happens?
Case of the Mondays.
Case of the fucking Mondays.
So, how did it crash? We don't know. But let's not forget there was 1 survivor. So when they asked the survivor if they knew why the plane crashed, the survivor said, "Yep, sure do." According to this survivor, one of the passengers had used a duffel bag to smuggle an adolescent crocodile onto the plane.
Right.
Then, Shortly before the flight landed, the crocodile escaped the duffel bag, scared the flight attendant and another passenger, and they both ran away from the crocodile toward the front of the plane.
Oh, shit.
Then everyone freaks out and runs toward the front of the plane, all at the same time.
Yeah.
And it was this sudden shift of weight on the airplane that caused the airplane to lurch downward, and the pilot was unable to regain control of the airplane before crashing into the ground. And apparently, on these domestic flights through Africa, it's totally normal just to bring an exotic animal with you.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, domestic flights in Africa, bring an exotic animal.
That's insane. That's
You got
crazy.
a python, 18 foot long, bring it.
Bring it on.
Don't even buy a flight ticket for it. Just put it in your
Carry on.
It's my therapy snake.
It's my emotional support snake.
It's my emotional support goonch. Now, for some reason, the AAIB was not given the black box from the flight, so they were not able to confirm if this story were true or not. Why they weren't given the black box, I don't know, but I'm just going to assume that the government in the Congo was not exactly cooperative with the investigation.
Okay.
Is my guess.
Yeah.
Allegedly. Now, at first, one of the investigators said that the survivor's claim was extremely unlikely, but then they also said that they, quote, wouldn't rule it out completely. Okay, so which one fucking is it?
Pick a side.
And also, what better explanation do you have? Like,
yeah, it said
that makes sense. People bring their wild fucking animals on these planes all the time. Sounds legit to me.
Mm-hmm.
Case closed. This isn't an X-Files case.
A lot of X-Files cases do get solved.
But not this one.
Not this one, no. And not the goonch and not the beast of burden.
Now, also, during the investigation, apparently people said that not only was there a crocodile, but the crocodile actually survived the crash.
Hell yeah.
But then once the authorities arrived at the scene of the crash, the authorities took out their machetes and killed the crocodile. This is a real story, guys.
Are you
and this
sure?
is in fucking 2010. This really happened. Yeah, I guess one of the coroners said that there was like footage of the crocodile being taken away from the wreckage.
Oh shit. Okay.
Like, just put it back in a river or some shit.
Yeah,
like,
it's not its fault that it was on a plane. And of course it's going to get freaked out.
the crocodile's probably like, I'm just trying to go home.
Yeah, the crocodile's just wanting to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, people are getting carried away with this story.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the crocodile plane crash of 2010 in the Congo. Da-da-da-da.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Okay, that was only 5, but I think we're done.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's kind of my fault.
It's just been a long week for all of us.
Yeah, we're kind of like...
Not feeling it, Mr. Krabs.
Yeah. Like, I love hanging out with Ian, and I love, like, talking and doing this, but it's just, like...
Holidays are coming up next week.
It's been so fucking busy.
Yeah.
It's been so busy.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that you guys are probably feeling the same exact way. Just the holiday. It's everything.
Yeah, we're done. Yeah,
so
we're done.
busy.
So you got 5 good stories out of us.
Yeah.
The other 2 we'll throw into the next Anal Attacks compilation, which probably won't be far because, again, these episodes are easy to throw together and we're busy and
they're
tired.
Fun. Yeah.
And they are fun.
Yeah.
All right, Liv, before we go, you want to say the things? Oh, we didn't do that at the start.
But that's okay. They can listen to it now. Guys, if you have any suggestions for any episodes, please email us at disasterhourpodcast@gmail.com. And if you're like, oh my gosh, I miss them and I kind of want to see more content from them, follow us on Instagram, Threads, and Facebook at Disaster Hour Podcast, and then on X at Disaster Hour Pod.
Also, you can head on over to the Discord. You can find us at Disaster Hour Podcast. The link to the server can be found in our Instagram bio, or if you just send us an email at disasterhourpodcast@gmail.com, I will send you the link to the server.
Yes.
Also, you can head on over to the website at www.disasterhourpodcast.com. Leave us a review, like and rate us 5 stars. And rate us 1 star. We got one of those recently. Loved it. Got an Anger Fans episode coming up real soon.
Mm-hmm.
We just want to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
Double also, I started a Patreon. I don't know how it works, but I have it. It exists. So you can start going there, and I'm going to start posting stuff on it.
I wish that I could take memories, because I remember telling you about Patreons like months ago, and you're like, yeah, well, they take a percentage, and I don't want that. I was
wrong.
Money.
I was wrong.
And that's what I tried to tell you.
Listen, it's up now.
Yeah. And that's
halfway up now.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Before we're done here,
yes.
I have a question for you. So at 10:37 a.m. on your Instagram story today, you posted, quote, "Wake up, sheeple. What the fuck do you know about Firepaw?" with about 33 exclamation marks. And then it looks like it's an image of books that say warriors and there's cats on the front. What is this? What is this? I have questions.
Wake up, people. What the fuck do you know about Firepaw?
What is this?
Get in the fucking comments. Get in the comments if you know about. Go in the Discord. I will chat about Warrior Cats books until my ears fall off, dude. It was this series of books when I was a kid, and I'm so outing myself. I fucking love those books. They're about wild cats, basically. And like I have like, I don't remember them fully. I have like flashes of them. So
I doubt that.
So my goal for the new year, and this is something that I really like want to do, and I'm currently doing, is getting books that I read when I was younger because I love to read, and I want to know why I got into reading so much that like it's still stuck with me to this day. So I'm reading old books that I read when I was a kid. So I already read the Percy Jackson series. This is like a couple months ago. Right now I'm reading Maximum Ride by James Patterson. Sound off in the comments if you know what the fuck that one is. And then next I really want to read the Warrior Cats books. And then that popped up on my feed. And I said, oh, so this is a fucking sign. And then I'm going to read like the Little House on the Prairie books. I loved On the Banks of Plum
Laura
Creek.
Ingalls.
Yeah. That, Ian, that is the funniest fucking thing that you have brought up.
Wake up, sheeple. What the fuck do you know about Firepaw? All caps, about 26 exclamation marks.
Oh my God. That was really fucking funny.
I know. I am a true comedic genius.
You are.
We have to be done with this.
Yeah, we have to.
Let's be done. So don't hate us, please. We're taking 2 weeks off. Mm-hmm. It's the holidays. It's Christmas. It's
New
whatever
Year's.
holiday you celebrate at the end of the year. New Year's. My work schedule sucks. Again, as a nurse, I don't get holidays off. My schedule gets arguably shittier sometimes this time of year.
Yeah.
Not mad about it. I get holiday pay. But full-time job. Here we are.
Yeah.
We're tired. We're human. You haven't shared enough episodes to make us famous yet, so it's honestly kind of the listeners' fault. A little bit.
Just a tad.
But we will be back with new episodes every Thursday on January 9th.
Yes.
2025. If that's too long of a wait for you, go to the Patreon. We will have more content, more videos, and they won't be like 2-minute long videos. It'll be like 50 to an hour and a half long videos.
Of just us gabbing.
Yeah, gabbing. I have content of me and Bob. You all remember Bob. We watched some Antiques Roadhouse stuff, so we're going to throw that up there.
Yeah.
Me and Liv have some video game content we're going to throw up. And throw up. Vomit. Post.
There you go.
Here we are. But we will have content for you in the meantime. I just feel like this time of year is busy and everyone needs a little bit of a break. And if you want good quality episodes, sometimes we just need a minute.
Yeah.
You know?
A little factory
We're
reset.
human beings, as I'm told.
Are we actually? Sometimes I think we're goonches.
We're done. We're fucking done. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye. Happy holidays. We'll see you next year in 2025.
Yeah.
You're the best. We love you.
Love you.
And
goodbye.
Don't pet wild bears, kids. You'll die.